Elfsong is a 1994 novel by Elaine Cunningham, and it is book 2 in the Songs and Swords series in the Forgotten Realms. It's also book 8 in the Harpers, but again, it's really just a sequel to Elf Shadow, which I have previously reviewed. The prelude here gives us Grimnosh, a dragon, waking on the winter solstice in the high forests north and east of Waterdeep. An elven sorceress has disturbed him, though she's not completely elven, it seems. A special magic harp comes up, and, well, so do the Harpers. This sorceress is old and desires a certain legacy and voice. She is called Garnet, or Eriador. This has nothing to do with the Elfsong Tavern in Baldur's Gate, and even though it's a sequel to Elf Shadow, the main character is not Erlen Moonblade, the main character of Elf Shadow, but Danilo Thon, who was in the first book and important, but not, the main character. We also have Elaith Crownober, who is also present, and who was present in the first book. And Erlen does make a cameo in Tethir, but that's pretty much it. Silvery Moon is the setting for a small scene during spring. There are some spring rites during this as well. And then Kerrigan and Wynn are introduced. They're old friends newly reunited. Kerrigan is a skald and Wynn is a high elf. In Waterdeep is Mert and a handful of associates, the like-minded lords, Kelvin and Kitten among them. The former is privy to the changing of certain classic ballads, not just in evolution, but the stories themselves, in the mind of bards. Danilo may be the answer. He's a harper wizard and bard in training, and the year is 1364 DR, 3 years after Elf Shadow, though the narrative actually says it's 2. The cast of characters is superb. Besides the realm's favorites in the page, or mentioned, say like Vandergatahas in this latter group, there are smaller figures, some already mentioned, but another being Morgala, a young female dwarven artist, and another being Lucia Theon, or Lucia, I'm not sure, a complicated and somewhat tragic one. There is a good cast, I feel like, all around, and it's well-rounded in D&D species and alignment and motivation as well. Spellsong also gets some exploration, and it's exactly what it sounds like, a form of magic in song, something ideal for bards gifted with song, obviously, though it's seemingly elf-exclusive and doesn't really mesh with the bardic school varieties of the arcane. It also gives us more information on the early mortal days of Finder Wyvernspur, which I think was a nice addition. And while Erlen is largely absent in this, it's kind of a big shame, I feel like. Cunningham does show again that she can spin a great yarn in the Forgotten Realms. This is a gripping story with a unique challenge and satisfying plot progression with some fun characters. And it's not just a good Forgotten Realms novel. I mean, it's a good novel. A good cast of characters, a good story from beginning to end. And there's also a map at the front. The map shows the Sword Coast again, but this time marks Waterdeep, Silvery Moon, Taskerley, and Sundabar. And for those interested in the classic barding colleges, this is a treasure trove, I feel like. Anyways, Liam from Liam's Lyceum. I'll catch you next time.